What about his eternity? Well, this is, of course, the most exciting part, that Jesus is from eternity. He was born in Bethlehem, yes, but he came from eternity. And he lives to eternity. Now, all of us, when we come by faith to this Jesus, Jesus says he has authority to give us eternal life. We don't have eternal life. We have a short lifespan, 120 years. But Jesus says that he will give us eternal life. He has the power to give life. And as long as we have relationship with Jesus, we will also receive eternal life. Now, this is a wonderful thing. Eternal life is not being able to live forever and ever only. It's called fullness of life. It's called the abundant life. It's called a life overflowing with goodness. God said to the prophet Jeremiah that I am the God who will give abundance to the priests, that means those who serve me. And I'll give to the people of my people, those who follow me, I will give them my goodness forever. And I'll never stop doing good to those who are my people. Now, Jesus is the only one who can make us the people of God. And the people of God are the ones who have eternal life. So, you see, Jesus himself had no beginning. So the writer could only say, in the beginning was Jesus. Meaning, he had no beginning. And he has no ending. That's the meaning of the word eternal. But the wonderful thing is this. He's able to give us what he has. We are also eternal beings. See, when God created us, he put in each one of us the desire to live forever. Nobody once says, I want to die tomorrow. We all want to live forever. And Jesus, who has eternal life, has also got the power to extend that eternal life to us. So he says, I give them eternal life because they follow me. That's how Jesus prayed. Some people think eternity is going to be just a long, long journey. No. Eternity is going to be a time of joy and a time of rejoicing, a time of goodness. You see God's goodness forever and ever. There will be no sickness. The kind of eternal life Jesus talked about is there's no sickness. And there's no more pain. Today people say, no gain, no pain. No pain, no gain. All right. But in eternity, you have got a lot of gain, but no pain. That's what he has promised. It's a wonderful eternity. In fact, Jesus was the only one who demonstrated eternity. He brought eternity into time. He transferred eternity into time. How did he do it? There's a story that the Gospels describe about the Mount of Transfiguration. One day, Jesus brought 3 of his disciples along with me to this mountaintop experience. And then on this mountaintop, he transfigured into his form from eternity, which means as the king. So the disciples could see he was full of splendor and glory. Now, then 2 characters show up to talk to him. One of them called Moses, who lived 1,500 years earlier. Another was a guy called Elijah, who lived 800 years earlier. These are old people who lived from the ancient past. But they showed up and they talked. These are the great heroes, the big guns in the Old Testament. And they showed up to talk to Jesus. They talk about the day Jesus is going to depart from planet Earth, about the journey and so on. And then this was eternity being brought back into time. And then God the Father spoke up and said, "This is my beloved Son." And the disciples all heard it. And he was full of glory. You know, one of the things that Jesus likes to bring is the joy and the glory of eternity into time. Now, all of us are going to see the glory of Jesus when we get to heaven. That's for sure. But now, in time, can we see the glory? Well, I was reading last night a passage from John chapter 17. When Jesus prayed, "Father, what I want is that my followers, my disciples, will see my glory." And I said, wow, what a glorious picture of Jesus. If you can see his glory, yes, I know it's in eternity, we'll surely see his glory. But what about now? Now we see his glory when we work with him, when we see his power manifested. His glory can be manifested now, here in time. And Jesus was the only one who brought eternity into time, so that the three disciples who wrote, "This is our testimony. We saw it with our own eyes, the Son of God in his glory." How Jesus will appear in eternity as king, as judge. We saw it being brought into time. But, of course, only for a brief moment. So Jesus was eternal. Nobody else had ever done what Jesus had done, bringing eternity into time.